Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this morning. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things, okay? Again, I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. I'm on the road this morning. This is my second video. It's a cold morning, child, and I when it's cold, I'm very unmotivated. Okay, I have to make myself be motivated when the weather starts changing. I don't like the cold weather. Okay, but I wanted to talk about rapper 50 Cent tells P. Diddy to lawyer up. Okay. I want to read the article, and they say 50 Cent was more than likely trolling Diddy. I always thought that 50 Cent and Diddy was cool. Okay. But Keefe D had already said that, they was going down. Okay. It says 50 Cent tells Diddy to lawyer up and insinuates alleged involvement in Pac's unaliving. It says 50 trolled Diddy on Instagram Monday, telling him to lawyer up after Keefe D's recent arrest in the unaliving of Tupac. Keefe D has previously claimed to have discussed unaliving Pac with Diddy in exchange for $1 million. Both Tupac and Suge Knight were feuding with Diddy's Bad Boys records at the time of the unaliving. 50 Cent says, damn. So Pac got lined up by Brother Love. Y'all know Diddy changed his name to Brother Love. And, they said there's a reason behind that. 50 captioned a photo of Tupac and Suge on the night of the unaliving. Laugh out loud, time to lawyer up. Shit getting sticky. Shit about to get sticky. Okay. And so 50 is not the only one to bring up Diddy's alleged involvement in the wake of Keefe D's arrest. Tupac's own brother, Mopreem Shakur, addressed the idea during an interview on the Comedy Hype News show last week. He says, I don't have to do anything. This individual, Keefe D, mentioned Diddy's name. Law enforcement has a job to do. Will they do it? It does feel like Pac is being vindicated because back in them days when things were going down, everybody thought he was crazy, Shakur said. He may have not expressed it properly, but that don't mean he was wrong, you did. So we'll see, okay? And that's the picture that 50 Cent put up last night. Okay, 50 Cent got 28 million or 29 million subscribers. They said Mace also appeared to reference Diddy being involved in the unaliving during an episode of It Is What It Is last week while discussing the arrest of Keefe D. He marked, wait, where do I know that name from? The name sounds familiar. Guess Bubba Dub then played in saying Bad Boy and hitting the Diddy bop in the chair. Check out 50 Cent's recent Instagram. Okay, they was just showing the Instagram. Okay. So this is interesting. Keefe D has said, that if I go down, they're going with me. He has referenced he tried to say he didn't get the money. I believe he did get it. I believe he did get it. I just think that, he'll be looking at way more time if he was paid. Okay. He was smart. If he say he was paid, he was smart enough not to say that because you're talking about unaliving for hire is way more serious, right? So he wasn't dumb enough to say that he actually got it, but he was dumb, but he just wasn't that dumb. And also, but he could not have, but I just think that he did. And but like I said, he said that if I go down, I'm not gonna be the only one to go. They are going with me. And I want to also show this child. Keefe D was taking a walk in his neighborhood when they got him, child. He was taking a walk in the neighborhood. Okay. Okay.
unthinkable. It's
How do
unimaginable
I turn it up?
because rolling naked or getting caught without one is one of the
Okay,
to Beverly Hills, and no one has a gun.
he was on his daily
But
walk
he's
when
in a
they
rental. What's
stopped him
arrested
and
me is
arrested him. The
there's no
police
new
had been
evidence
watching
at
him,
all.
and
Keefe
they
D has
got
been
him.
running his mouth to whoever will listen for 20, 25 years. And his main story starts off, we just happen to be
That's the
hanging out.
initial
At the time,
arrest
he
right
says he's a
there.
multi-million-dollar drug dealer, but he's in a rental car. And he's with four other people that are high-level gang members. And they go from South Central Compton to Beverly Hills, and no one has a gun. That's almost unthinkable. It's unimaginable because rolling naked or getting caught without one is one of the cardinal sins of that crazy lifestyle that they lead. And Keefe D is no stranger to guns or drugs or anything, and he admits it. So there's no new news here. And I just want to correct one thing: he's never been a rapper. He's always distinguished himself as saying he's a gangster. He's not a
Okay.
rapper. Another thing, and last thing, and I'll be quiet, is he's never said who's done the shooting. He's very careful. He
Yeah,
says, "I don't know who shot,"
he's
and
hedged.
so yeah.
You're right. But he said, I was there and I got the gun. And that's what the cops are saying. It doesn't matter who pulled the trigger.
See, even this person, they said, childhood friend of Dwayne Davis, Suge Knight, speaks out.
At this point, if you say you got the gun and you passed it to the back seat, the narrative has it that Orlando Anderson, his nephew, got it and shot it. Well, this is what's interesting is that the grand jury witness is DeAndre Smith's roommate. And DeAndre was sitting behind Terrence Brown. And the word is from this witness, oh, no, it was DeAndre who actually did the shooting and bragged about it that night. And I never, corrected the record, and Orlando never corrected the record. But do you think, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter for Keefe D, but it matters for you and me. Do you think that DeAndre Smith is the shooter, or do you think Orlando Anderson is the shooter, or do you think neither?
I don't have a clue, but I can tell you this: that story has never come up, and there's been multiple opportunities for him to come out with that story. He could have made a lot of money selling that story. It's never come up. It seemed very convenient to go in front of a grand jury, dangerous to go in front of the grand jury and lie about that. There's never been any hint or whisper or echo on any streets or any blog.
So basically, you could tell, just like I said, it's convenient for that story to come up. He could have been made money off of that. His nephew is no longer here. The rest of them are no longer here. He could have. You could tell the way they talking. They think he was the one that did it. They're saying they feel like it's convenient, just like I feel like it's convenient. He said himself, his nephew, had a sling on his arm. The other one, they were kids. They were scared. Suge Knight later said, I looked Tupac's Unaliver right in the eye. Keefe D later, years later, says, I looked Suge Knight right in the eye. Okay? I'm sure when Suge Knight said it, he never said, he said, I knew who it, he said, yeah, I know who it was. I looked him right in the eye. The person that did it right in the eye. Then Keefe D, and I remembered that because I was so mad. I was like, Suge Knight know who did it. And he said, but I'm not the police. I'm not an investigator. It's not my job to solve their murder. But this was your top artist. But you've been cordial and cool. You looked this man right in the eye, because I believe he was actually one that did it. Because he said, Suge Knight, I looked Suge Knight. We locked eyes. I looked him right in the eye. Yes, he was the one that did it. I believe that he was. He was probably the one in the back seat. Okay? I believe he was in the back seat. When they saw Tupac, he probably got in the back seat because they were scared. And because he said they were scared. Orlando couldn't have did it. He was in a sling. Okay? Let's keep going. Okay? Let me see.
Or any court cases about anyone doing it. Now, plenty of people said Orlando didn't do it. And Keefe D's argument always is the same. I threw the gun in the back seat. He doesn't say I threw the gun in the back seat. He says Zip or some friend of his gave him a gun, who just happened to meet in New York, and the guy's from New York and is a pimp and all of these things, who supposedly comes up and puts Keefe D in the car and says, "Hey, I got a gun for you. Go make $1 million because, you know, we want to pay you $1 million."
They never even had tickets to the fight. And I remember when the guy questioned him about that, I could tell that there was some deceptiveness. He said, "So you said early on y'all didn't have tickets to the fight, but y'all went to the fight." No, we didn't, but we never had problems with getting tickets. We just wanted to go and be there. Oh, okay.
Commit this crime. How they were going to possibly just happen to run into
on the strip, right? It's a likely story. Hey, right. Matthew Fletcher, you are now my favorite guest on this topic. Will you come back? Because I know this story is only just beginning, even 27 years later. I have to.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be so much stuff to come out. Diddy know it, Mace know it, all of them know it. Okay, I believe. I've always said I believe that Keefe D was paid, because when the interviewer said the guy that supposedly Zip or whoever beat him out of the money, he said, "Well, Zip was known for." Vlad said, "Well, Zip was known for scandaling people, beating them out of money." He said, "Well, he never beat me out of money." He said, "Well, initially, if he didn't pay you the $1 million, he did." Oh, yeah. He forgot just that quick. That's because they did get paid. If they said that they actually, he want to throw Puffy up under the bus, but he's got to walk on a tightrope because he's going to be looking at something way more serious. If he had missed it, he wants to tell it, and he probably will go on and tell it at this point. Okay. As a matter of fact, he have told it, but at that point, he was walking on a tight rope. He came short of saying it, but he wanted people to know that Puffy was involved. Well, I never did get the money. You never did get the money, Keefe D. And here's the thing: when people say, "Well, maybe they made him think Puffy didn't pay him," Keefe D. They controlled a certain part of Los Angeles. There is no way in this world that they would have ever let Puffy and them rested. Okay, if they had an agreement and he did not pay them, it would have been ugly. Okay, it would have been ugly. And the mere fact that him and Suge Knight, they looked each other in the eye, and they've been cool all this time. Okay, seeing each other, talking to each other, and then he's saying free him. Y'all, it's a lot of dynamics as it relates to this, and I can't wait until it all comes out. Okay, I can't wait. I've been interested for 27 years, and I'm just tickled pink. Okay, I'm just happy to see it playing out. Okay, yes, I believe that Diddy is involved. Diddy is not in good with the elites like he once was. He might go down. He may go on down. Okay, so we'll see. Okay. But yeah, rapper 50 Cent tell Diddy to lawyer up. Okay. He gonna have some issues. He's gonna have some issues. And then for Mace said, that name sound familiar. Yeah, Mace says that because they said Mace was there. If Mace was there, Gene Deal said Mace was there. He was there with Brandy because he was going with Brandy at the time at the hotel. And Mace said, "Man, I ain't going." He said Mace refused to go. He said, "I ain't going to that." He refused to leave the hotel room. So Mace them all knew. Well, this is as far as with Biggie, okay? So yeah, I'm getting that mixed up with Biggie. This is what happened with Biggie, okay? So, but Keefe D, when they asked Keefe D, okay, what happened? Were you out there when Biggie was taken out? He scratched his nose and said, "Yeah, I was there. I was there at the party." He was there, but he didn't talk about it. So that's the reason why he could say, "I know Reggie had his hand in what happened to Biggie." He didn't say anything about it. How did that happen to Biggie if they were there? Remember now, during that time, this was shortly after Tupac died, 6 months after he was assassinated. Puffy was still having them to be his security, right? The Crips, the Southside Crips. But he don't talk a whole lot about that, other than if I go down, there's going to be a whole lot of other people go down with me, right? So if you ask me, Puffy had his hand in both. Okay, Biggie and in Tupac's. Okay, Biggie and in Tupac's. When I think about Mace, I was kind of getting that mixed up when Gene Deal said what the night that happened to Biggie, but for him to say that Keefe D names sound familiar, where I know they're from, being sarcastic or whatever. Okay, um, yeah, he probably Mace was real tight with Puffy at that time. They was thicker than thieves because after Biggie died, then Mace became the favorite person. He went up, right? Um, yeah, so I'm sure he had the opportunity to see and hear a lot. Okay, which is why he ultimately went to the church when he started getting away from around Puffy because he didn't want to end up like Biggie. He went and converted to being a preacher to let him know, look, hey, God forgives all sins. Leave me alone. I ain't gonna say nothing. I forgave you. God forgave you. Just let me live. Okay, he went and buried his head in the church. Okay, that's what he did, and I think it's because of a lot of the stuff that he saw and to say, look, I'm harmless. Just let me walk away and I won't even say nothing, right? And so I was looking at that video where where Keefe D was picked up in his neighborhood. And I'm trying to figure out how TMZ, well, I'm sure they could uh get the video, but uh hey, they got the video. They said Dwayne Davis, the police was sitting there waiting on him. They were sitting in unmarked cars, unmarked vehicles, waiting on him, which means they had been watching him. They was posted up. So they knew he took his daily walk. And they said Dwayne Davis, he was cool. He was like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm just taking my daily walk." He said, "I'm thirsty as hell. Can I have a drink of water?" He didn't seem mad or nothing. He had started walking and stuff. I guess trying to get his health back up under control, right? Yeah, that man's sick. He said he's recovered from cancer and all of that. But hey, the man said it. If I go down, I'm taking a lot of people with me. I have to respect him for even saying it. He letting them know it's going down in the courtroom and in the interrogation room. Okay, and I saw Willie D, who's in the industry, just do a breaking story on breaking story. Diddy is said to be Diddy will be the next one. It is rumored Diddy is going to be the next one arrested or whatever. I can believe that because Keefe D put him in a position where they had to arrest him. They didn't want to arrest Keefe D. He made them do it. Now he's going to put him in a position because as soon as people want to have interviews and stuff with Keefe D unless they take him out. And I think he's in a jail where it might be hard to get people to take that OG out unless they don't respect him. Because you have to understand a lot of the young dudes that are in prison right now, they're so young, they really knew nothing about Tupac, right? So they see Keefe D plastered all over. They know his reputation for some reason is sick. They care more about that than they do a human life. They took out a legend, right? That's how twisted the human mind is now these days. Okay. But for Willie D to do a breaking story on that, hey, I'm sure he done heard something in the industry. And like I said, Puffy ain't you could tell Puffy has the elites ain't protecting him like they once was. They letting all of these stories and stuff get out about him. He Puffy single-handedly by himself let the elites use him for many years to destroy his very own community, to annihilate black men. But I have to, get at them for that because you don't go let no man take you shopping and back to his apartment like you a hoe just because you want to be in an industry and make money, right? Especially if you ain't like that. If you is, that's one thing. But if you ain't, you don't let nobody annihilate your manhood for stardom. But Puffy was the gatekeeper for that. Puffy destroyed so many African American groups' careers. So many people in other communities are still eating and got generational wealth off of Puffy tricking a lot of like 112. Mary J done been in bankruptcy a whole lot of times. Faith Evans, Biggie, all of those little groups total. Biggie screwed them royally. But then Jennifer Lopez, who is a Hispanic, shout out to the Hispanics, a Puerto Rican who couldn't really pass for nothing but black, because they is black. Okay, basically. All right. That's the reason why when you have a child with a Puerto Rican woman or man, it be chocolate, more chocolate than meat with some curly hair. Right. But Jennifer Lopez comes, he gets with her. He starts talking about the Hispanic women are the exotic ones, when black women always been the exoticas and still is, always was. That's why white men love us. Okay. And so she learns everything about the music industry, never signed with him, just screwing him. Okay. She had that whopped ass. Okay. They was talking about, she ain't even got that butt no more. She made it black men put on a pedestal because of that booty, when black women always had real booties and hips, and it was shaped right like an apple, bounced like a ball. That we got it like that. Okay. But we was called ghetto and nasty looking. But he ushered this woman in. They used him to usher this woman in. She learned everything she could learn. Then she kicked his ass to the curb and ain't really even started doing her Latino music. And she's supposed to uplift her community. And I ain't seen her with a black man since. But he done destroyed every other black person with their contracts and taught this woman everything. And she richer than him and more famous than him and kicked him to the curb. They said her mama never liked him. Ain't seen her with a black man since. As a matter of fact, she done took what she learned from him, and now she married to being a white man, and they keeping that generational wealth. Even though she could be closer to black, she don't even look Hispanic no more. They really don't whitewashed her. But she tricked this cuckabug head Negro out of everything, the knowledge, because that's all they want. The secrets and the knowledge that he could have been given to a lot of them groups that we all enjoyed, that created all kinds of revenue. The reason he rich. He could have did the same thing with them, but he left them broke, busted, and disgusted. And she took the knowledge and took it and gone. Okay. So I don't give a damn about Diddy. Okay. Yes, I believe he was involved. I want him to be arrested. He need to be off the street. The elites have used him up. Probably got another one ready to take his place. Then tore his every hole he got up. They didn't tow that up. That's been over 30 years. They tired of it. Okay, he probably have to wear a pamper now. They didn't use this so much because he can't hold nothing. If he sneeze, he probably boo-booing on himself. Okay, because they done wore it out. They don't need him no more. And now they letting them know, giving them that nigga call. You just a nigga. We didn't use you up. Okay. And they probably got another one, unfortunately, that just like him ready to take his place. But this is what happens when you do this to your community. And black people got to get smarter. Stop wanting to be famous, because fame and wealth ain't affiliated. And you got so many cuckabug heads, to include Gotti and all of them, hey, that's ready to do it to their community and doing it. And they don't even be that wealthy. They just give them the assumption, we'll put you on Fortune 500, you the top millionaire. They want to look like they are. That's how they ain't got it. But we'll give you all the fame if you destroy your community, and they going for it. Okay, so they can't lock him up fast enough because Tupac was conscious. I don't give a damn what kind of song he wrote. Faith slept with him. She might as well admit it and be through with it. That's what men and women supposed to do, sleep together. Okay, if they like each other, be through with it. I ain't gonna shame Faith. I like her music. I was listening to it yesterday. Okay, but Tupac was a conscious black man. What Diddy did, Tupac never would have did. Okay. And once they realized that he wasn't gonna be like a Diddy Doc style, they helped to get rid of him. Okay, and okayed it to include Suge Knight, which is the reason why he could play ball and stuff and talk to Keefy D. Because they had already gotten what they want, and they had ownership of all of that music, which was genius that he wrote in jail. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you another person who I feel like if he ain't careful gonna be like that. because he wrote all that music in jail, and the man is bumping, regardless of how ignorant he is. And that's finesse 2 times. If he ain't careful, he gonna be the next one. He gonna be end up just like Tupac. Except I believe finesse than already being in some ways, okay? But if he ain't careful, okay, because he's outspoken, all right? But anyways, you guys, yeah, 50 Cent trolling them up. You know, it's like the industry already done heard something. But hey, look at it. Look at the prison he has left a lot of these artists in their mind. That's the worst prison to be in. So I don't care. God says, when I get them back, you're going to see me get them back. That's his word. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. Talk with you later.